part of the process. Okay? And when we talk about the fact that there are a lot of hybrid situations, there's an agile process, there's a waterfall process, but really, if you look at reality, these things are blended together, and there's really an organization that will adopt certain elements of agile, but fundamentally will be waterfall based, and you have the other extreme. Okay, you don't always find, you rarely will find organizations that are at the extremes. Okay, especially as business is moving on, a lot of companies are looking at agile, like Ericsson, saying, okay, well, there's some good stuff here. How can we use some of that good stuff within our organization? Just like a fundamentally agile-based organization, as it grows, okay, it'll start to structure its internal processes, and it might start to think that, okay, we might need to structure certain things. So what are they doing? They're adopting certain elements of the waterfall concept. Okay. The thing is the strategy is always to find the proper one that works for you, what the output is. Okay. And that output is based on what the customer needs and how his needs are satisfied. And obviously how your business is going to be successful, how much money you're making. That's as simple as that. Okay. So keep that in mind, that the history, we'll talk about the history of Agile, but that we're really focusing on one part of the process, fundamentally. Any questions? So there are obviously economic benefits to Agile. If there weren't economic benefits, we would be talking about it. So, two things. The time to market, you want to be in the market faster than your competitors, but also faster than the needs change, okay? That's also an important thing, because if you go to market with a product, okay, at the wrong time, you might miss that window. But all your competitors may have missed it. Okay, you might have, novelty products, okay, that have a very short period of life, okay. So you want to have that window, or you might have products that are seasonal, right? So let's say you're developing a piece of software for people that are going up Mount Everest, right? I'm a climber, and I'm spending $50,000 going up Mount Everest, okay? But going up Mount Everest, there's a window of opportunity to go up. So you want to, if you're developing software for whatever that mountain climber will need, you have that window. So you want to be in there within that window. Or if you want to be first out in the marketplace, okay? That you have first mover advantage. You also want to delay commitment until the last responsible moment. Okay, what that means is any changes you do to a product, okay, the later you do it, or the closer those solutions are to the actual purchase of the product, okay, that means you can capture a lot more of those needs, okay, but also work out all the bugs. Okay. You also spend less resources. The cost curve we saw earlier, the closer you are to launching a product, if you can get everything ready at the end of that curve, you haven't incurred all the costs that comes with it.
Do they, Agile environment, do they actually release it to customer more frequently than Waterfall? I was under the impression it was just these iterations, but you're still releasing at
well, one of the objectives is to be faster in terms of your product development process. So if between Agile and the traditional waterfall approach, if you're not doing it faster, what's the benefit? Yes, there's quality, but one of the benefits is getting the product out faster. I'm not sure if
Yeah. But I was just wondering if you just take that process and you replace that little box, right? Are you really going to the market sooner
You should be. That
So
could
do you
be.
change the whole process and shorten it down, or?
What you're doing is you're shortening part of the process. Okay? And that development process takes a certain time. By going to waterfall, the objective is to use a process that will shorten that time. Will the previous processes take longer or shorter? Not necessarily. Will the output take longer or shorter? Launching a product, for instance, will that, you know, if you're not working on that, but working with the agile in the development phase, yes, that's the purpose, shortening all that time between the ideation and the actual availability of the product. If I'm a company and I'm adopting agile, and I'm looking at it in terms of saying, okay, I'm doing this for a benefit. If I then compare how long it's taken me to introduce a product to market using both methods, if I see that agile is not making me any faster, why have I done that? That's one of the key business benefits. Or you can look at it the other way around. If you, John, for instance, you're in an agile environment, what if I were to tell you, well, tomorrow morning, we're not doing agile, you're going with waterfall. What would happen to your development time?
We're not in an agile environment right now.
Oh, you're not?
No,
Okay.
no, but the one thing I was thinking of, I have a particular product effort in mind, and I'm thinking that within these, within this sprint, talking about here, with the different iterations, the difference for our company would be that I could take the output of any of these iterations and give it to a customer, or put it in front of a customer to say, okay, now what do you think? Now what do you think? And the difference is, like, I could talk to them and sketch things out on paper for them in the ideation phase, but at least for my customers, they won't necessarily grasp the implications of it. It's kind of like, you know, they go, yeah, okay, yeah, that sounds good on paper, that's fine. And then, whereas the current process that we're using now, I can't really show them anything until we're at the, you know, in the beta phase, right? And maybe that's a failing in our process, sort of unrelated to waterfall versus agile, but at least for the organizations I've worked with, getting an output out of the R&D groups, even a very raw on each of these iterations might be helpful to then turn over to a customer and say, you know, is this what you were thinking of? And then they go, well, no, that's ridiculous. Okay, we didn't spend the whole time implementing everything.
So the short